Good day, namaste, sat shri akal. Hello, how are you? So, let's make a video today. 5th of February 2022. So, Basant Panchami. Basant Panchami is colors, yellow color. So, I thought let us wear something colorful and make a video. Okay, who are we and what are we and namaste. This is me, Amarjit Singh Narula, my colleague Shilpa Khedekar ji. You must have seen our Sujok therapy, color therapy, acupressure, acupuncture program on Asta channel. And we made this for 12 years, every day at night. So we made this book, Wellness with Acupressure and Colors. That's me. So we help people get well without medicine using a combination of alternative therapies. I'm a civil engineer and I had ulcerative colitis for 13 years, my background. Because I want to talk about education and life today. Basant Panchami, Ma Saraswati and education. So I said, let me make a video about education and life. So civil engineer in 1984. Because of my education, I got a job in a company as a civil engineer. And I left the job because I was not happily paid by my boss for the amount of work I was doing. So my boss was not happy to pay me what I wanted. I wanted a good salary, but he said I can't give you because that is what our company gives. I said, if I'm working for as much as 2 to 3 people, then at least I deserve double salary what you're offering. He said, no, we can't give it to you. So he gave me a platter 600 rupees in 1984. And when I got my result in first class with distinction, he increased my salary by 50 rupees. So that day I decided that I will not work for him because he doesn't value me. Because education has to have value now. Somebody has to value you. So I told him that, what is this 50 rupees? He says, this is more than enough for you at your age. So I said, okay. I picked up my bag in front of him and I left site immediately. I didn't even take his permission. And I took a cab. I went to Churchgate. I knew some uncle in a company. I said, send me to Iraq because his company had a huge project in Iraq. So he says, okay, let me check up if there's a need. So he found out there was a need of an engineer. So within a few months, in January 85, I went to Iraq. Okay. So I had a backup plan. Because that day I decided that I am going to leave my job with this gentleman, with this company. B. Bilimoria. I am taking the name. Why should I worry? B. Bilimoria. Because they didn't value my knowledge. I was working on the Nair Hospital project. But when the owner, Mr. B. Bilimoria, invited me and my father for a meeting, my father told him he's going overseas. And he will go overseas because he's hardly getting anything in your company and he's got a better job in Iraq. We showed him the letter. And he said, okay, if you are going overseas, very good. Go work hard and earn and also learn. You learn a lot in the Gulf, more than what you are learning in Bombay. So I had a problem. I found a solution to it. I was working very hard for my job, more than what others were doing at my age in that company. More seniors were not working as efficiently as I was working, fresh out of college. But मुझे value नहीं मिली वो company में. So they say that something happens for a reason, and that triggered me to search for a better option. So I went overseas. I worked there, and then that project was towards the end because in Iraq there was a stipulation that anybody cannot work beyond a number of years. So that project had been pulled on for so many years. So they needed some engineers who were new to complete the project. And if they were going to get a new project, then I could stay on. That was just a fluke if they got a new project, which they didn't get. So, but we completed the project because it was in the last stages. And I came back and they absorbed me in the same company in Bombay. And when I came back, I joined the same company in Bombay on their Jew project. A very big real estate company, very good people. And I became ill. मैं बीमार हो गया. I suffered with ulcerative colitis. So that's my life. So 50 rupees, I left the job. I went to Iraq. I was under tremendous stress, hurry, worry, curry. I came back to India after the project was complete. I was on roadworks. Very cold in Iraq, Baghdad, Al Baya project, $150 million. It was like a huge township. Very big township. We had jail inside, we had police stations inside, we had schools inside, we had nursery schools inside, we had hospitals inside, we had clinics inside, we had everything inside. Shopping complex, massage parlors, everything was inside. It was like a town. So, huge project. Now, when I came back, I was on roads. So, last was roads only. Roads were balanced. So, we were just making the final roads, which were balanced or something. And when I came back, they absorbed me in Bombay. I became ill. मैं बीमार हो गया colitis से. I got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, blood, mucus, raw stools, undigested food. One of my friends' sister was a medical officer in Cooper Hospital. So I talked to my friend, my classmate. He said, why don't you go and ask Didi? Haan ji, Vikesh ji, namaste. So he said, he said, go and talk to my sister. I went to her and I explained my situation. I went to that and she gave me a lot of medicines. And when I consumed all those medicines over 1 or 2 months, no relief. Then she said, Beta, I am sorry to tell you, then you must have colitis because you are not responded to any of these medicines. So I asked her, what is colitis? At that time, internet, no. So she told me what is colitis, just basic. So I got worried. I came home, I told my parents. Next day, she had taken an appointment. Dr. Barve was coming. So she said, come and meet Dr. Barve. I will give him your name. You go and meet him. So after a few days, Dr. Barve was coming. He is the head of gastro. He is the same Dr. Barve who is managing Amitabh Bachchan, film star, for his intestinal and liver problems. So now he sits in Leelavati. Very big man. I'm talking of 1985. 86. That's when I got diagnosed. And when I went to him, he wrote some medicine. I said, I've eaten this. Then he said, Kya? Then I had taken all the medicine. I showed him all the medicines. He said, I'm sorry to say you got colitis because you've eaten all these medicines. Who gave you these medicines? I said, oh, Dr. Mangat. He said, okay. She was talking about you only, acha. So he said, don't worry, I will manage. So he says, you'll have to get admitted because you've had it for so many. He took my history and I told him, so many months I've been suffering with colitis. And then he said, okay, we'll do an endoscopy, get admitted. And I got admitted. And he gave me medicine and within a week, 10 days, under his care in Cooper Hospital, 86, I was home. That is when my suffering started, from 86. I was educated, but my education gave me illness. Saraswati, my education, lesson in life. Well, what happened? I suffered for 13 years. I tried many things. Some relief, not okay. Suffering continued. What to do? Life was tough. My parents supported me. My mummy and daddy, they supported me in my medicines. I was getting 1600 rupees salary in Bombay in 86. After coming back from Baghdad, my salary in Baghdad was 5000 rupees. So from 600 to 650 to 5000 to 1500, 1600 in a matter of 2 years. So then I was unwell. I joined duty again in Makers after coming back from the hospital and being at home. Then one day my boss told me, why don't you leave your job because you're not fit for this site. I said, then how will I survive? He said, it's your job, your lookout, not mine. Mr. Salvi, I remember. He said, you'll have to resign because you're not well. I said, okay. Then the plumbing contractor, Mr. S.H. Kelkar, Satish Kelkar, thanks to him, he sat down one day with me. We were a very good friend. I was taking care of plumbing and underground drainage, huge buildings. So I was responsible for all that. And we would sit down in his office and discuss. And he said, why don't you become a contractor? He says, you're not fit for service. You are too dynamic. People will not work for you, or you will not work for people because you are very perfect. So you become a contractor, you'll be your own boss. And I said, how do I become a contractor? He says, good, I will make you a contractor. He says, become a licensed plumber. So he sent me to the corporation. I got a license. Become a licensed plumber. He says, now we can do business. So he took me to an architect. And he said, this boy, give him work. Because that architect was forcing Mr. Kelkar for some works. And they were very small for him, 2 bathrooms. And a person who's doing multi-story buildings for makers, he can't do one bathroom in an office. So he said, give this boy. So he said, okay. So that architect started giving me a job, giving me work. So I got a partner, Nasir, in my building, both civil engineers, same building. And I offered him, I said, if we do work together, he said, let's do it. He had come back from Baghdad, Dubai, and he was also trying to get jobs. So मैंने और नासिर ने partnership. So my father went for a job with Nasir and I would go to the office. So in 2-3 months, my father started earning more than me per month. I was getting 1,600 rupees. My father would get 2,000, 3,000 rupees in 1 month with Nasir. 3,000, 3,000, 6,000 they would earn in one bathroom. And my father would say, I'm earning more than you not being an engineer. So I said, okay, good. So my father said, why don't you give up your job and you take up the job with Nasir and continue, na? Your job is established, so you don't need to worry. You are going to get more jobs. And आप नौकरी छोड़ दो. So luckily उधर वो भी प्रोजेक्ट खत्म हो गया. नया नहीं मिला उनको, नया नहीं था. That was the last project they had in Bombay. Now they started that Geo complex in BKC after many years. So then they said that we don't have a job. I said, don't worry, I've already got a job. So many people left and even I left. And I became a contractor with Nasir. 86 to 99, I suffered colitis in and out of hospitals. Thanks to Nasir, always. When I was not well, he would go to work always, and we would split the money. And slowly, my suffering increased. As you age, your problems increase. My colitis was not getting well. I was suffering more. But then I didn't give up hope. It's not that I didn't have any problems. I had many problems. Then I had to get married. I got married. Then wife, another problem. Children, more problems. You have to earn more, you have to take care of them. Not problems in the sense, it's part of life. Wife comes part of life. She would take care of the family, children. She would take care of me, not well. So again, I would be under stress. My parents. But life taught us, everybody, not to give up. Not to give up hope. Always do and hope for the best. My parents would pray for me, my wife would pray for me, my relations would pray for me. Then in 99, I read an article in Indian Express about healing. I went searching for that article, person. After a week, I found that person. Those days, no mobiles, only landline. So I went, I caught that reporter. He came after 3 days. Every day I would go and sit there and wait for him. So then he didn't have the number. Then he got the number. He phoned me, luckily, thanks to him. And I started understanding that I can get well. Then I started learning. Learning, and still learning. From learning, me and Shilpa Then Shilpa, I started helping people in 99. I was getting well, so I started practicing on people. Then Shilpaji joined me in 2001 in our center in Andheri, Andakshi Ashram. And then since then we've been together working, traveling all over India and overseas. Wrote the book, 12 years on TV. He was my co-host, she's my co-author. And we work together, comfortable. We treat people, we guide people, and we earn a living. I gave up my contracting in 2005 because then I realized that I was not devoting my time and duty and efforts to contracts, and Nasir was alone. So it was getting difficult to manage the jobs, and we were getting less jobs. So then one day we decided that let's not, because we didn't have any jobs, so we said let's finish it. So he said let's finish it. Let's not take any more jobs because we are not getting jobs. So he says I'll retire. So he sold his house. He had another house in Bombay. He sold his house and he made a new bungalow in Valsad, and he is happily settled there as a grandfather. So he's made a bungalow and he relaxes and tired. So I became a healer and I started treating people and started earning. Started sitting at Juhu Beach Lions Club of Andheri, Gandhi statue every morning, and gradually opened up a clinic across Bombay. Then we shifted to Mahada, and then life is where we are today. Why? Thanks to education. Ma Saraswati. Education doesn't mean civil engineering. Education means anything that can give you money. You may be a chartered accountant, but you have a passion for food. My younger son, our younger son, he did his chartered accountancy. He wanted a professional degree, like his uncle, my elder brother, chartered accountant. So he always saw his Tau as a role model. Chartered accountant, lot of respect, lot of value. So he said, I'm going to become a chartered accountant. And our elder son saw us as engineers, me as an engineer. So my elder brother's son and saw me as a role model. So both elder sons become electronic engineers from the same college. 1 year gap in engineering, front and back. He was in second year, my son was in the first year. My younger son and my elder brother's younger son both became chartered accountants. So 2 engineers and 2 chartered accountants. Role model driven. Elder brother CA, me engineer. So elder children engineers, both younger children chartered accountant. Now all of them are doing what they like. One has become a software professional. He does work. My elder son is in the film industry. He is a project manager, technical manager in one of the biggest companies in the world, film industry. Younger son, from a chartered accountant, he's become a food industry enthusiast. So, education is a must. After that, you can follow your passion. Now, if you see people today, they get very good education. But after getting educated, they follow a different pathway. I have a friend from Zambia. He is a gastroenterologist, MD, settled in Boston, America. No, San Diego. But he's got a commercial pilot license. So he says, I got fed up of medicine, got fed up of doing endoscopies in life from the top and from the bottom. He says, I got fed up of seeing patients. So you can imagine in America how much money he must be earning as a gastroenterologist. They say first is a cardiologist, then it's a gastro who earns the next money. Okay, first is the heart, then it's the food. So second highest paid in the world in America is gastro. He got fed up. He took a commercial license. He flew for one of the best airlines in the world for 4 years. Now he's retired. He's earned a lot of money, but now he still flies on the weekends. Hobby. He says, I've had enough of medical science. He says, I do fly sometimes when I'm mood. I have that license. But I followed my passion. My passion was flying. So follow your passion. If you are working in a job, you're not happy with your job because your boss is not paying you, find a better job, find a better boss and leave that job. Don't work for that boss who doesn't recognize you. Because there will be somebody who will not value you and there will be somebody who will value you. Right? You will always find somebody. Or you can do business. But you do not need to stick to your existing job where you are not satisfied, where you are being throttled. And for God's sake, I would go to my job. When I decided that I'm going to leave that Bilimoria job in Nair Hospital, I would reach there at 9 o'clock. I would leave exactly at 6. Because my duty was 9 to 6. I would leave at 6. I said there is no end to the job. Because this is a construction company. The contractors want to do more work. I'm an engineer. How long when I can to stay? I don't get overtime. I don't even get a cup of tea extra. I have to pay for my tea. That's what I told my boss. I said, you're giving me an increment of 50 rupees. I have to pay for my extra tea, which costs me 2 rupees. So if I drink 2 tea extra a day, we were only allowed 2 teas a day. Half a cup of tea. इतना छोटा glass होता था. We were allowed cutting chai. Okay, not even full chai. We were allowed cutting chai in Bilimoria. So I said, for a cutting chai, I have to pay. You are giving me 50 rupees. So I am spending more than 75 rupees as extra money to pay for my tea. So why should I work for your company? Why should I spend extra time in your office? I'll give you an example. When I was working for this company in Juhu, since work was continuously every day, so we had to have an engineer on site every day. Because if something happens, so it's a multi-story building, some issue happens, then an engineer is required. You have supervisors, they get overtime, so they will come 24/7. They get double, triple salary. They are not worried. Mukaddam is not worried. He is going to get his salary and overtime and everything. It's the only engineer who doesn't get anything. Because we are engineers, now we are educated. So we don't deserve extra money. Because we are the third class people of the industry, engineers. Okay, your peon is going to say hell to the boss and the engineer say hell to the boss. Right? Hell to the boss. Union they have. Engineers can't make unions. So you have to say hello to the boss. So one day my boss told me, I'm sharing life. One day my boss told me, you have to come on Sunday for duty. I said, okay, I'll come. Everybody has to come. We've made a list. So every Sunday, one engineer will come on site. I said, okay. So the day it was my duty, I went by auto from my house to site. I reached there, I sat on my boss's table. I ordered tea. Then I went to site and I told them I'm available up to 6 o'clock. I'm sitting in the office. Any problem, come to me. Everybody knew that it's my duty. So twice or thrice I went on site. And I was sitting in the office. I ordered lunch from Gulistan Hotel across the road in Juhu Beach. Had lunch. Evening I had my tea. 6 o'clock I called for an auto from the watchman. I sat in the auto and I came home. And I told them I'm going. I signed. Next day was Monday, so I wrote the bill. And I sent it to my project manager, Mr. Salvi. He got very angry. He shouted at the staff and he said, call Sardar. So I went to him and he shouted at me, how dare you? I said, talk to me with respect, sir. I'm an engineer. I'm not your supervisor. Don't shout. What's the problem? So I sat down. He says, how dare you make this bill? I said, how dare I make my bill? I said, I traveled it a Sunday and I came. I had my bill, I had lunch, I charged. And I had tea from the shop, I didn't charge. I went home, 6 o'clock, I charged. That's it. I have not charged you anything else extra. He says, you can't, you have to do this. I said, why should I do it? When it's a Sunday, it's my duty of, I am coming, so my lunch and my traveling has to be borne by the company. It has to be borne by the company. I am not going to pay from it from my pocket. And I came on Sunday, I am going to take 1 day compensatory off. He says, you can't. I said, I am going to take it. Because I signed on Sunday in the book. So my date is mentioned, I arrived. So 1 day, even if I don't come, I am absent, the accounts will check my number of days present. And they will sanction my holiday, compensatory off. And I'll write compensatory off. You can't mark me absent. I'll give you writing now that I'm taking Wednesday off as compensatory off. He got so upset, Mr. Salvi. He says, next time you don't need to come on a Sunday. I said, thank you so much. So kind of you. I said, now please sign my bill. I'm going to take that money. He signed it. And then he told the other people, tell everybody they can't charge, they can't have lunch or anything on a Sunday when they come for duty. I said, it's your choice, not mine. If I'm going to come, I'm going to charge you for my lunch and my auto going and coming. I'm not insured by the company. I'm not given any additional facilities. So why shouldn't I charge my company for my efforts? Company is earning on me, na? So, and you sat on my chair. I said, yeah, if I'm sitting on your chair because I am the project manager that day. It's like the acting vice president or president. So I said, I'm the acting chairman on that day. So I have to sit in your office because I am answerable to anybody who comes on site. I can't sit on a small chair and say, I am in charge. I am in charge because I'm sitting in your cabin, so I am answerable to anything that happens. He said, wait. When I came out, all my friends were laughing. They said, you got guts. I said, I didn't say anything wrong. Na? I said what is true. So, your boss is going to throw you out the day he sees that you're not working properly. He's going to throw you out the day he realizes you are working more than him. You are over smart for him. He's going to throw you out. He's going to make arrangements to throw you out. And if something happens to you, imagine what will happen to your parents and your family, your wife, your children. So go home on time. Work will never stop. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam rightly said, the day something happens to you, you will be replaced the next morning. Right. The day something happens to you and your company realizes we don't need you or you are indispensable, you can get out, they will hire somebody. They will pay more to hire that person, but they will not pay you. So it's better if you upskill yourself and you create your reputation. Learn something better so that you can grow up in life. Follow your passion. I'm a civil engineer, I became a healer. Now we have now become software consultant marketing. Government of Maharashtra has legalized acupuncture and we passed the exam. And soon we will have our license as legal acupuncturists to practice in Maharashtra. It is my choice to practice or not, but I will be legal to practice acupuncture. So I didn't know when I started learning in 99 that one day in 2021 we would become licensed in Maharashtra. But it happened because the law was made, and we are grateful to the Maharashtra government and all the people who made it possible. So life will give you many options. You have to take them. Work hard, upskill, learn something. If you're an engineer, it doesn't matter. You don't need to learn about engineering. You can learn about plantation, fishery, agriculture, model making, Reiki, Sujok, color therapy, cooking, You can learn anything in the world nowadays online. Free videos, you can understand. I remember my bhabhi doing crochet. She learned crochet. Then she learned how to make table mats out of old clothes. She watched videos, she took old clothes like pagdis, she made cut strips, she twined them and she made table mats. And she said, I learned it online. She started learning crochet. She never learned it, but she learned it online and she would make mobile hangers and all small things. And she learned it. So some people learn cooking online. I learned cooking online. I learned to make pickles. I learned to make so many things online. I love cooking. I love to eat. As it is, we got a food unit. So I love to eat and love to experiment food. Go into hotels, of course. Outside also, go and eat. But also make at home. It's cheaper, economical. It's much more tastier. You know what you're cooking. You know the quality of food that you're buying. You know the quality of raw materials that you're eating and what you're cooking. So you are happy at it. So learn something. Learn tailoring. Upskill. Because when you upskill, you have something with which you can earn money. Learn marketing, internet marketing, and you can do internet marketing for yourself. Like we have a manager in Delhi. In his spare time, he does internet marketing for people. It's his right, na? He's free. He learnt it on Instagram and all. He's got some followers, some friends, and he does internet marketing for them in the evening. Spare time. He does some internet marketing for us also, for our unit. But he does it at night after the job is over. He sits at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. In 1 to 2 hours he's working. And then next morning he's on the job. He's working whole day in the unit, in the food unit. But he spends 1 or 2 hours at night and he earns money. I asked him, how much do you earn? He said, 5,000, 7,000, 10,000 rupees a month I'm earning extra. I said, that's good yaar. He says, और क्या रात को 2 घंटे बैठ जाता हूँ, मार्केटिंग कर देता है, फॉलोअर्स बढ़ा देता है, एडवर्टीजमेंट कर देता है किसी के, कुछ ना कुछ करता ही रहता है, लगा रहता है, बिजी रहता है. ठीक है ना, क्यों ना करे किसी बच्चे को, करो, आपकी हिम्मत है. You're spending 2 hours of your time na, rather than sleeping. At night what you do, you either sleep or you read. So he does marketing. It's good na. I'm happy for such children. Let them earn. Then I told him, you start investing in shares so that you can multiply your money. So it's a good idea. So he did some sales, purchase. Then I told him this is wrong because there's a catch. Every time you buy one share, you are paying 20 rupees extra. So better don't buy one share, buy 20 shares because your average will come to 1 rupee. Otherwise you buy one share, 20 rupees. He didn't understand. Then when I told him, I talked to that person, he said yes. He said, you buy one share or 100 share, you still have to pay 20 rupees. So then he said, my God, I made a mistake so many times. I said, don't worry, at least I guided you. Invest in shares, invest in stock exchange. If you can't invest, go in for SIP, mutual funds. If you have some people who can guide you to buy shares on their guidance. Otherwise, go in for mutual funds. Multiply your money. Don't allow your money to sit. Okay, now very good example. Now you got bonus. 2 types of people. One is the fool and one is the intelligent. The fool is going to say, oh, I got money, I've got Valentine Day, I've got girlfriends, I'm going to go and enjoy party. And the second guy is going to say, I'm going to invest that. So he doesn't go on a Valentine Day, he doesn't go on a holiday any year. He saves that money and he puts it into a bank and he starts investing that money. And this other intelligent gentleman gets that bonus of one salary a year and he blows away that salary on his girlfriends, on going for a holiday, on daru, on party, on discos, Friday night, Saturday night discos, and that money goes to zero. And this other gentleman, intelligent guy, saves that money and gradually invests it in the stock exchange or gold or property or in his education to learn something new. Who makes a better person? The second gentleman who saved the money, who invested the money in himself, who didn't spend the money on holidays, So save your money, invest the money, reinvest the money, and continue to reinvest the money. That is known as the power of compounding. Simple. Education, investment, chapter closed. When you are working in a job, you have to educate yourself and more. Like you do your diploma, then you do your degree, then you do your masters, then you do your PhD, then you do your double PhD, then you do your other courses. Why? Because you will grow up. Now when we come to I said duty timing. You have to follow your time of duty. 8 hours means 8 hours, not 20 hours. You're not there to pick up the phone at midnight and talk to your boss because there's a problem. There was a case I read on the internet. In Pakistan, there was a flight that did not take off for 8 hours. So the Pakistani Airways pilot said 8 hours is over. Flight has not taken off. So I am going off duty. I will not take this flight because now you have given clearance. And people online were making fun of that Pakistani pilot. I didn't make fun. I said no, it is duty. As a pilot, he is answerable to the lives of all the people sitting in the aeroplane. He is answerable for the law of the land, the law of the aviation industry is 8 hours duty, chapter closed. No flying after 8 hours. You have to have a separate pilot after 8 hours. He has to sleep and the backside in the first class, and the second pilot has to take over. 8 hours is the duty if it is on the land or in the air. He followed that rule. People are shouting at him, laughing at him. I said, people don't understand. I said, he was right and it is the law. It happens in India also. But that was in Pakistan, so everybody was making fun of it. I didn't. I said, it is being truthful for your job. Because 8 hours on duty, if he flew the flight, something happened to him, stress, he got tired and he lost his balance because you've been in a chair for 8 hours and waiting and you don't fly. You are under stress. You should not fly after 8 hours. So he says, my duty is over. Get a new pilot and he will fly the plane. Of course, that's what they would have done. I didn't read the entire article. I just read the headline. Go home on time. Work will never finish. Your bosses will finish you. In Toyota, in Japan, recently, a young lady was so much overstressed on work, she died in the factory. She died. She was a daughter, she was the mother of a family or a child of a parent. She died on duty in Toyota in Japan last week. The chairman bowed and asked for forgiveness from the family of that deceased angel. How much they offered was not disclosed. How much? Just a minute. Sorry, some guest. So how much money was paid to that family was not disclosed. What they disclosed was that the chairman of Toyota sought forgiveness. So now one example, now they will definitely rework their strategy of allowing people to do overtime or extra work, or maybe they'll cap the limits, or maybe they'll increase the people on the job. Because they say in Japan's workforce is the most stressed in the world, despite having so many technologies available for everything. Everything is so automated, but still, despite having so much automation, they are still under so much stress due to overwork. So please don't overwork. Learn to relax. Every work schedule has a time for you to relax. Get up, go to the washroom, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee. Some people go out for a smoke. Not that I'm saying smoke, but there are some people who want to go out for a walk, walk in the sun, talk to your friends. If you have any problem about any issues, get professional help. And please be happy with what you're doing. Don't be forced to do your job. So today is Basant Panchami. So I thought I would make a video about my life and about my journey on education. So that's why I made it. I never made it earlier. I'll make this in Hindi also in a day or two. But my main intention was to share my life. I hope you learned something from this. And if you are interested in getting in touch, please, you can contact us +91 9869036813 9820685280. You can definitely WhatsApp and we will get in touch. And what do? We help you get well without medicine for cold to cancer, diabetes. We don't cure you, we help you. Diabetes, arthritis, spine disorders, asthma, paralysis, skin, muscular problems, digestive disorders, colitis. I had colitis my life, kidney, liver failure, blood pressure, ladies problems, migraine, allergy, thyroid, hormone, all types of joint pains, depressions and many more. We are using many alternative holistic healing methods along with your regular medicines. Gradually we will help you get better. Contact us for treatment and lectures. So we do not stop your medicine. We do not advise medicine, of course, but we advise you nutrition and diet, energy medicine, healing, acupuncture, acupressure, color therapy, what clothes to wear, and we share our life experiences. Because sometimes somebody needs to listen. So then we listen to them, then we make them listen. And then we give them an open arena. Okay, now you can talk, now you can question me. So when a person understands what I went through, like some people, now we get patients of colitis, ankylosing spondylitis, because our videos are successful. And then they ask us, sir, only 3 years and I'm already depressed. I'm suicidal. I said, I suffered for 13. Now tell me about 13 and 3. Well, today's system is, everything is available on the internet. So everybody wants it for free. We said, no, it's not for free. We charge money. Okay, so our services are on pay basis. We don't do free. We only do free to a selected few whom we know why we have to do it for free. Otherwise, even we have expenditures to meet. And we have families to run and homes to run, bills to pay. Everything costs. So you go to a doctor, you pay. So you come to us, you'll also pay. But you'll pay a fraction of what you would be paying. And you would definitely get something different. And you'll understand after you do the treatment how much it impacted your life and what you had done earlier. Like I suffered for 13 and I know what I went through. But when I did my treatment understandingly for 3 years, I understood what I got. And today I am where I am. And what did I have? I have all what colitis patients can never eat. Chicken, non-veg, green chilies, salads, raw food, vada pav. I just had it for my tea. And anything that you can imagine under the sky. I am a foodie and luckily I enjoy a lot of food whenever I travel. We've traveled to 7 countries worldwide and we go on invitation and we travel a lot extensively in India. And what do? In our book is available. It's on donation basis. All the money that you give us for the book goes for donation. We do acupressure, acupuncture, alkaline water, aromatherapy, auricular therapy, Bach flower, biochemic, color therapy, diet and nutrition, energy healing, handwriting analysis, graphotherapy, mantras, meditation, mudras, time acupuncture, twist therapy, Vastu Shastra, radical healing, numerology, geopathic stress, Around 20 methods we've learned, me and Shilpaji. So we've learned, continue to learn. We always learn and we invest. So when we learn, when we invest, we earn. Because it's only in understanding that we are learning more that can we help our patients get better much faster. So, there is one group of people. Initially, they would only be talking of one system of treatment. Okay? They would only talk of one system. Now, they are sending me emails every second day, how to be a better healer. Okay? So now they want us to be healers. They don't know we have become healers since 99. But because they only practice one system till date, that is all they know. And majority of their inner circle or I don't know what word to use for such people. They've been brainwashed so much that they thought only one system is enough. And people like us have learned 20. So now the email that comes to me is, they're going to teach us how to become better healers. Imagine, after 22 years, they are going to teach us how to become better healers. They don't know we've been learning to be healers after learning 20 different systems. So they want you to become a healer only in one system, and we have learned healing of 20 modalities from 20 different people. And I have certificates to prove since 1999 that we have learned. We have learned hypnotism, learned Bach flower, aromatherapy, radical, Vastu also, Mahavastu from Khushdeep Bansal ji. He knows me very well. So what happens? Because we have learned since 22 years we've been learning, we will continue to learn and upgrade ourselves to the next level. Why? Because it is in learning that we are going to earn more. Because education means money. The more you educate yourself, the more you are going to be in demand. So, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making this video. Thank you very much. You have my numbers. If you want this book, it's available. You can phone us. And what will you learn in this book? You learn 108, like this, hypothyroid. So if you apply color here, you can treat hypothyroid. So 108 pages, 200-page book with 108 solutions, one page, one solution, using colors. All you have to do is apply color. I'm just giving you an example. So, throat infection. So maybe if I had a throat infection, I could apply black color. And along the length of the side of my finger, my thumb, I apply a black line. So that will help my throat infection and my infection in my limbs. So color therapy. All you do is use a color, indigestion. Apply black dots on my ring finger, one on top and one in the center. All this is given in the book. We've given you 108 solutions. Less than a cup of tea in Bombay. Half a cup, no? 10 rupees, 1 cup tea. Our 108 solutions. So 1100 rupees. Our book is cheaper than 1100, including delivery in India. So it's so simple. So you can learn. We can make you good therapists, healers in 4 days on Zoom. We teach you. And you can start treating people and earn money. Don't do it for free. If you don't need the money, you send it to me, I'll buy a Mercedes. You won't send it to me. So use that money for yourself. Use that money to help people, plant trees, and save the environment. Thank you. Stay well. Jai Hind. And stay protected.